So my name is Sim, like a SIM card in a phone, or yes in Portuguese, or the Indonesian driver's license, or Sim City if you played that game. What I want to talk about today is that the world is fucked. Did anybody not realize that? Hope I didn't break any news to you guys. The world is fucked. And then there's this thing called crypto. It just comes out of nowhere, and then apparently it's a new form of money, and then we're going to build decentralized organizations, we're going to revolutionize the world, we're going to create a new way of doing everything. And then you think this is weird. Stuff was normal, 2019, and then all of a sudden everything just gets fucked up. This is not what I'm used to, and it feels kind of odd, and I don't think this is normal. But actually, it's exactly normal. Everything that's happening today has played out like clockwork throughout history, and it plays out again and again and again. It's like a human lifetime. It's cyclical. Like everything in the world and in the universe, it's cyclical. So if you don't understand those cycles, you won't understand what's going on. You won't even understand what's going on with crypto, and you won't be able to benefit from it. You will actually be taken along by the cycle rather than being part of it and creating it. Okay? So why in 2020 did the entire world have to shut down? Who could have seen it coming? Actually, if you can please just read one book. It's called The Fourth Turning. The Fourth Turning. It will explain to you the 100-year generational cycles that exist and how generations are actually seasons. There's 4 generational archetypes that exist, and they come again and again and again. For example, millennial generation is archetyped as a hero generation. We're the ones who think we're going to change the world and save everything. The last time we came was World War II. Didn't end up well for my generation. We mostly were cannon fodder and we died. But why did World War II have to happen then? And why did the revolutions have to happen 100 years before that? And then 100 years before that, and 100 years before that? Even the plagues have come every 100 years. So what's actually going on? So what you need to understand is we are simply looking at a cycle of humanity, a cycle of generation. There's a 100-year cycle of generations. Please read the book. It'll explain to you way better than I'm going to be able to explain to you today. There's a 250-year cycle of centralization to decentralization. You teeter back and forth between centralization and decentralization. Last time, we went from decentralization to centralization was when we went from farmers to cities. That cycle completes in the 2020s. The 100-year cycle completes in 2024. There's an 80-year financial cycle, which started in 1944 when we came up with this new financial system that we say is so broken. Yeah, it's so broken that it built this absolutely palatial place on the edge of a cliff. It's so broken that it created all the prosperity that we enjoy. It created buildings that fly you, like metal tubes that fly you across the world, and it created magical things that you put in your pocket that allows you to be able to see the other side of the planet and have God in your pocket. It's not a very broken system. It's broken now because it's at the end of its lifetime. It's been 80 years. It started in 1944. In 2024, that cycle ends. So in the middle of the 2020s, we have 3 cycles that are meant to end. And they will end. A little tiny human who wants to change the world cannot change the seasons. And to resist it and not actually understand it is futile. Now, I am part of the resistance, trust me. I'm with you guys. We're on the journey together. We're not going to let the powers that be control the entire world, and we're going to build a new fucking world, 100%. I'm with you there, okay? But we're not the ones who are going to do it. It's our grandkids. It's our grandkids. Cyclically speaking, we are the ones who die building the floor so that our kids can be taught about a free world that existed before them so that they can give it to their grandchildren. And we hope to God that those grandkids bring to fruition the earth that we want to bring to fruition. Now, the decentralized, completely fair world will exist about 50 to 60 years from now. And then it'll go down again. And then it'll get more decentralized and more fair. And then it'll go down again. And about 250 years from now, it will come to fruition in a way that we are thinking about. Maybe about 70 years down the road at the earliest, it'll come to fruition. It will. 100% it will, Noel. You will make it real. Okay? So, you want it now? Good. Now and then are not two different places. They're simply, the present is always the present. Timelines do not exist in separation. You know that. We don't exist in separation. We're all the same thing. We are all God existing in one unison. I am you, you are me. We just reincarnate again and again. If you've taken psychedelics, you know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like you haven't taken psychedelics. All of you fucking take it in secret. Mushrooms are illegal. I mean, mushrooms are illegal. Nobody here takes mushrooms. Okay? So there are those cycles. They happen. Okay? If you understand that part, then you understand, oh, what I'm going through right now is simply a forest fire that has to happen every so often for the forest to be rebuilt. This forest fire is going to include the demise of everything we've known and the building of a completely new world. As a matter of fact, a great point that got brought to me is like, humans are going through the humanity hard fork, where we're going to hard fork into humans who end up being forced into a system that is going to be built by the powers that be, and humans who build the other system, which is outside of that in some capacity. So what I'm going to do is like, so that I would just wanted to lay the groundwork that there are these cycles going on and that we're in the midst of it, so that all this stuff that seems scary to you today, it happens. It just hasn't happened in our puny little lifetimes. The previous people that it happened to died because they were the war heroes of World War II. They're just not here to tell us. They would have been like, you think, what, you can't travel? You think that's bad? We went to war. We all died for freedom. And their world before then was completely different from the world that came after World War II. But now I'm going to go through some problems. First we go problems, then we go solutions, then we go, okay, what can you do to make sure you're ahead of this whole game, okay? The problem is us. We thought the internet was going to be the mode to freedom, so what did? We became champions of it. We brought it home, we taught it to our kids, we put it in our pockets, and we put it everywhere. We put routers everywhere, we put cell phone. If you take my cell phone away from me, I have anxiety attacks. I would literally walk around like this for like hours looking for the thing. But that is my mode of control. That's how my masters control me. This is not new to you guys. You really want to resist the system? Get rid of your phone. Get rid of the internet. We can't, right? Now that we've accepted that, now that we've hit I agree on the terms and we really like the value that it adds to our life, the system that is coming is going to look something like this. And this is coming from research that I've done. I've read documents that are released by them. In the 1920s and 30s, an ideology was presented. Manifestos were written around it called Technocracy. Technocracy is an ideology that says, we don't need democracy, we don't need communism, we don't need any of that stuff. What we need is mathematically to be able to control the energy usage of every single human being and ration it. And every single thing that a person does will be done according to the amount of energy they use. Okay, that's why the books like Brave New World and 1984 were written almost 100 years ago. Those guys saw this on the horizon, the world that we're about to go into now. Technocracy has been under development for over 100 years. What you needed was technology. Done. What you needed is for me to be able to individually control all of you. Done. Now what I need is, I need to control your experience of reality. I need you to hallucinate a reality that I want you to see. It's called the Metaverse. Done. You got 5 years until it goes live, 10 years before it's on the faces of everybody. And it's not just on the faces. I'm an electronics engineer. Engineers are building, first of all, I think it's Japanese doctors have figured out a way to record your dreams and play them back to you today. Russians can scan your brain and pull out what your visual cortex is seeing and recreate it and play it to you today. Google it. Google that shit. Don't listen to some random Indian guy telling you this stuff. Always Google everything that I say, right? But through EEGs, right? And it's low res right now, but it's good. It's good for what it is today. To reverse that tech and for me to put a visualization into your head, for me to put a dream into your head, is not that far-fetched. This thing was magic in 2004, and by 2008, everybody had it, and by 2012, we literally couldn't live without them, okay? So it's not that far-fetched. Metaverse is the development of an internet of senses that will control every single one of your senses. And it will make you hallucinate a reality that the powers that be want you to hallucinate, and you will hallucinate it. How many people here have done a VR-cade? A VR-cade, anybody been? Find it, go to it, you will realize how fucked everything is. You put on these goggles, you go into like a battle with your friends, and you shoot some aliens and stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, we spent the first half hour just going up to each other and just being like, ah, and it was the funniest thing we'd ever done to each other. Because we're men, you know, that's our level of comedy that we have. But we realized that existing in that world was magical 6 years ago when we did this. For me to tell you that there's a fucked up world with viruses outside where you're not allowed to go anywhere, you're not allowed to travel, but I do have this hallucination you can go into. You can become a dragon and fly around the moon. You can have your own world. You can be the king of it. You can play games. You can do whatever you want. You can live your entire life inside of it. People will submit to that. That's the second to last piece I need to control every single thing about humanity. The last piece I need is something called digital identity. The way I can give you digital ID is I can make you get a QR code. Anybody notice any QR codes going around? They really, really want you to get these QR codes, don't they? They are pressuring you to death. They will take away your food and they won't let you travel or work or breathe or talk until you get this QR code. Interesting. But that is the final piece necessary to put you into the world of the technocracy. Still on the problems piece. Once you have digital ID, the plan is, and you can Google this yourself, you can go into the World Economic Forum's website, go to platforms, click COVID-19 platform. It is a chart that looks like an eye that gives you an exact agenda of every single piece that's connected to COVID-19, including world governance, including every single thing, globalization, money, banking, perception, every single thing. Go look at it yourself. And I've done talks on this. I do talks every Wednesday. That is the plan, to own everything. They put ads up on buses and walls that say, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. You will own nothing and you'll be so happy, apparently. And people are like, I will not be happy not owning stuff. I love owning stuff. But think about this. You're in a hallucination. You live in an alternate reality where you can have villas for free. You can go to Paris for free. You can go to the moon for free. You can go to Mars. You can exist in an alternate reality completely for free. You don't need clothes. I'll give you all the clothes. I'll give you everything. I'll give you your friends. I'll give you experience. I'll give you connection. I'll give you sex. Why do you need to own things? So you will own nothing. And you know what? Sad reality, a lot of people will be very happy. A lot of people who've been disconnected in this world, look around you, it's being done on purpose to make everybody disillusioned so that we get put into an alternate reality, and people will be happy to own nothing. Anything that you need in this reality will be shared. And there's an article that they released called You Will Own Nothing, You'll Be Happy, which they changed the title really quickly, but when you find that title, it describes life in 2030 where everything is shared, cars pick you up and drop you off for free, money is dropped into your bank account by the government for free. How does that work? There's a new banking system being made live November of 2022, and the implementation goes live November of 2022, and it goes completely live by November of 2025. It's called the ISO 20022 banking system. That's why I love these ideas of DAOs. I love the idea of building a new money system, but this system, it's not really set up for that. This system says, every single penny that moves in the world, every single penny of value that moves in the world will be tracked and traced using a messaging language called ISO 20022. Okay? Google it, research it, get familiar with it. I've done talks on that too. What that means is you will not be allowed to transact value, period. It will be illegal for you to transact value for goods and services in the world without you going through this system. Every single bank in the world is signing up for it. Europe goes live by November 2022. Every laggard bank will go live or will complete by November 2025. What this means is if you think you're going to invest in crypto and you're going to get rich and you're going to hide it from the tax man, good luck. I know people who've made $100 million from crypto that they never paid taxes on, and now they can't do anything with it. They have something called sudden wealth syndrome, where you get physically ill from having too much wealth, which you can't do shit with. Okay? That's a reality. This system will make it so that unless you comply, unless you follow the rules, if you post something on social media, your social credit will not be good. And you will not be able to transact value. Your bank account will be tied to your identity, and your identity will be controlled by the government where you are a citizen, not where you're a resident. You know how we think like, I don't live in that country, but I'm a citizen from that country and I have a passport and I enjoy all the benefits. Get ready within the next 5 years for you to be taxed through the teeth automatically. So this system, this ISO system, allows the tracking, control, automatic taxation, and automation of all of your money. They will automatically take the taxes in between the transactions. Okay? Okay, so I got a metaverse, hook you into a hallucination. I control every single penny that moves inside of it digitally. But what about the money you got in the bank? I'm them and I really want the money you got in the bank. Well, actually, the money you have in the bank is not your money. The paperwork you signed when you signed up for the bank account, what that paperwork said is you do not own the money that you put in the bank. As a matter of fact, what you've done is you've given an unsecured loan to your bank. An unsecured loan to your bank. And the bank bail-in laws of your respective country, which is live in all the G20 countries for sure. Oh, you blending that up for me? I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I was thirsty. The bank bail-in laws of every G20 country say that the moment the banks go bankrupt this time, last time they went bankrupt, we bailed them out, right? Guess what we did? We went out into the streets and we're like, Occupy Wall Street. How dare you take my money and bail them out? They're like, oh, okay, cool. We won't bail them out the next time. We've created laws that the next time they have to take the money from the unsecured lenders who the banks have, money from. You know who the unsecured lenders are? Us. And you sign the paperwork saying, yeah, they can take your money. And you think, no, my money is insured up to $100,000, 100,000 euros, up to $250,000 by the FDIC or one of these organizations. Actually, that organization is legally the one who's going to be negotiating the debt once this happens. And that organization in each one of your respective countries has maybe 1% of the amount of money necessary to secure all of your accounts. And that's a private organization. They go bankrupt too. So your money is not safe. Okay. What I do is I come up with a reason. Maybe like a cyber attack on the financial markets that crashes crypto, crashes financial markets all across the world. It's not our fault. Some hackers got into the systems. They crashed everything. Maybe it happens 2023-ish, 2024-ish. At least that's where the timelines are lining up right now for this to go live. Because I do need that new banking system to be live before I do this, because I need you to transition to this new banking system. I crash the system. I do bank bail-ins. This was done in Cyprus in 2013. Learn about it yourself. This has happened to people and is going to happen to you. I can guarantee you that. I'll see you in 2 years if it doesn't happen. Okay? I've taken the money from your bank. I have taken your business. I've taken your home. I've taken your assets. Okay? Not very good. Terrifying. I'm going to add a little bit more terror to this. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, okay? There will be a financial collapse within the next 18 months from August. Okay, I follow these markets very closely. Most likely it'll be triggered sometime in 2022. At the latest, it'll go into 2023, and that's when it'll be triggered. Where stocks fall, everything falls. And when stocks fall, crypto, forget about it. I'm the guy who gets people into crypto. That's like what I do. And I'm telling you, I told people to get the fuck out of crypto in November. And the people that did, great. The people who didn't, they're sitting there now. And then I'm saying, Now, we're going to have another fall in crypto, probably before Christmas. Then everybody's going to think this is the end. Best time to get back in. Okay, this is not financial advice. If you lose all of your money by doing this, that's a you problem. But this is just some Indian guy talking on a mic, okay? But what I've found is that there is going to be another, correction in crypto, crash in crypto, which will be made to be like the end, but it won't be the end. It'll run up to a whole nother high, including the stock markets and everything, when the Federal Reserve prints a bunch of money because they say Omicron is shutting down the world. That's kind of how we're seeing things play out. But in the middle of 2022, there will be a great crypto reset. Crypto is not the safe place to be. Anybody who's been through 2017 knows how safe crypto is. I've been there since 2012. Trust me. It's all good until it's not. And when it's not, 99 to 100% of your value on a lot of the cryptos go bye-bye. Okay? So crypto is fantastic. Okay, when we talk about solutions, I'll tell you kind of when to be in crypto and when to be out of crypto. Again, my projections, do your own research and all this stuff. Okay, so I took your money, I put you into a new hallucination, I force you into it, you have no way of going anywhere else, you don't have anything in your bank, there's a financial collapse, so even if you had equities and things, those will go down and not come back up for probably at least 10 years. All right, but you'll riot. You'll riot though. I just took everything from you. You think we're just gonna let somebody take everything from us? We'll riot, right? No, it's okay. We have a solution. So first of all, here's how the crypto reset is gonna go. I'm calling it the Great Crypto Reset. Okay. Bitcoin, which is supposed to be this infinitely valuable, infinitely limited thing that's perfectly limited, is being bought. 70% of the value is being done with a scam coin called US dollar tether, USDT, which is printed by a private company on an island, and it's being backed by unknown amounts, 70 billion actually, of debt. Now, we have not seen $70 billion of debt moving in the Western markets. $70 billion of debt moving you can spot. The only place that debt can come from is China. Chinese debt is not having a good day. Evergrande, bunch of the ones that just collapse now. These companies gave debt to Tether. And one day, probably 3 to 6 months from now, once the ripples of these collapses reach our shores, it will be made clear that Tether was backed by nothing. It was backed by worthless Chinese debt. And that company has gone bankrupt. Therefore, Tether goes bankrupt. Therefore, 70% of the transaction volume within crypto disappears overnight. Good luck getting your money out. And that will collapse crypto. Why would that be done? Why did they even leave Tether in there in the first place? We've known about this for 5 years. How come Tether has been given regulatory compliance within crypto? They've been fined $120 million, but they're still not made illegal. It's because it's left there on purpose. Because if I'm them, I'm one of the banksters of the world, I leave Tether in there. And I rush you all in again, as always, and say crypto is the safe haven asset. Run from the dollar, run from inflation. And you run to crypto. And then I crash crypto by making Tether illegal. And then I say, first of all, okay, you guys use a fake version of the dollar. That was the problem. So here's a real version of the dollar called the Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC, where it's certified by the government. Google that. That's problem number one solved. Problem number two was, you guys are too dumb that you took your hard-earned money and bought fake dollars and bought dog coins because you thought that was going to make you rich. What we're going to do is we're going to regulate crypto. We're going to make you accredited investors, the same way we've always done with investments, which means most of this room is no longer allowed to invest in crypto. And actually, those regulations are necessary for the institutions to really come in and start playing in this space. So I crash your crypto, I take the money from your bank, I take everything from you, including your friends. You can't even hug your damn friends. You want to hug grandma? Sorry, she will give you COVID. You want to go somewhere? Sorry, there's a deadly thing. And then you're like, okay, well, but I want to resist. Well, you probably didn't notice, but the US has classified unvaccinated people as terrorists, officially. The Department of Defense has done that. So if you're one of those people, those unvaccinated fools who chooses to be unvaccinated, you will soon be marked as a terrorist, the exact same way that Jews were marked as enemies by the Nazis. These are the same techniques that play out over and over again. And you will be hunted and put into concentration camps. It's already going live in Australia. We've been watching these camps build. I've been personally following them since 2008 in the US. All right, I'm really sorry. That's a lot of problems. I'm just so nihilistic. You're like, all right, when's this guy gonna stop? Like, all right, man, I get your point. Shit is fucked. Give me some solutions, Sam. Okay, all right. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to protect yourself, at least what I've found up until now, okay? And I'm doing this myself, and I'm building the structures to help people get out. That's my mission. Step number 1, get your wealth out of the old system. The most pertinent threat to you is the corralling of your wealth. Because when that system goes belly up, you're not gonna be able to move it. If you have a significant amount of money in the bank, try calling your bank and telling them today that you want to move that amount of money. And watch how many managers give you a call saying, but that's not good for you. Please don't move your money. Our bank is safe. I'm finding this, I have people move a lot of money, and all the banks are doing this. Step number 1, protect your wealth from that old system, okay? Here's how you do it. Number 1, actually, before I even say that, do not resist by running from this entire system. The best resistances during tyranny were not the ones where people ran from them. Those people were corralled. They thought they were running somewhere, but actually that was the place that's where I could corner you and I could kill you. You think you're running from the vaccines? I'm gonna be unvaccinated? Guess what? Now all of a sudden I've got you in a corner and you can't get a quitas and you can't get a visa, and I can find you and I can hunt you down, okay? Learn how to operate within the system. Nobody's saying be the system. But if you want to escape the matrix and you want to help others escape the matrix, which is what I want to do, I don't do that by sitting outside the matrix. Okay? Me personally, I'm building a farm where I will be self-sufficient, 100%, food, water, energy, shelter, community, security will be all mine. But I'm also buying the VR headset the moment it comes out next year for the Metaverse. I'm transitioning all my businesses to digital businesses, not physical businesses. To businesses, and I'm going to talk about the details, but businesses that are within the Metaverse, not against the Metaverse. Learn how to operate within the system. It's the only way you'll survive. Move your wealth outside of the old system. So how do we do that? Yes, crypto investment, right now, hold on. Just give it a couple weeks. A couple weeks down the road, 2 thumbs up. But do not sit inside of that thing. The old financial system is the collapsing ship. Crypto is the lifeboat, but they're going to come and pop the lifeboat as well for some period of time. Let's just discuss what's going on long term with crypto. Crypto is the next stage of the internet. The blockchain is the next stage of the internet. It is going to run every single process in the world, down to human activity and breathing and connection and travel and money, and every single thing you can think about today that's done person to person will be done through the networks that are called blockchain, okay? So long term, this is the single greatest wealth generation opportunity that you will ever have, that's ever existed in history. Gold is being reinvented, internet's being reinvented, money's being reinvented, data's being reinvented. It's like every single space out there, every single area or sector is being reinvented, and you get the opportunity to invest in it, right? So just don't lose your money. So yeah, get into crypto at the end of this year, fantastic. But then definitely get out of crypto once you've made some profits. And yes, I mean stable coins. Okay, go to stable coins at some point. If you have not, sorry, we'll take questions at the end. But okay, fine.
So when you know when to get in and when to get out based on the storm.
First of all, do your own research on that. But what I do is I watch the traditional markets, because crypto is a drop in the bucket when it comes to the traditional markets. You know, there's $1 quadrillion of derivatives out there. There's quadrillions of dollars of foreign exchange transfers. There's hundreds of trillions of dollars of stocks, hundreds of trillions of dollars of bonds, and crypto is like $2 trillion. It's like an insignificant drop in the bigger bucket, in the bigger ocean. So what you do is you follow, and this is what we do in our groups. We follow the bigger ocean. Bonds lead stocks, And oil leads stocks, stocks lead crypto. So you watch those to know which way they're going. That's how I can tell you right now that crypto's not going to have a good day for the next 2 to 6 weeks. But then after that, the narrative is going to shift. Everybody will be scared of crypto. At that point, you should run in and buy it. And then once everybody's screaming, we're all about to get rich in crypto, once your grandma calls you, she's like, Beta, I want some crypto. You know? That's the moment you be like, one sec, grandma, sell. And then don't let your grandma get inside, okay? But there's many different metrics. Please watch the talks that we've done in the group. We'll post a link. If you guys want to join the group, please do. But we explain all these things in detail, in much finer detail. I can't explain it within the hour. So invest in crypto, but also have a plan to get out of crypto. Strategy, 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 strategy. Write that shit down on a piece of paper and execute it like a robot. Okay, that's one thing I help people do, is write it and execute it.
Do you think privacy coins is a good idea, like Ghost?
No,
Why?
they're done. Because they will be black market. I'm not gonna let you have privacy coins. Okay, here's the thing. This ISO 20022 system, it doesn't come by itself. It comes with an interoperability layer. That's called the interledger layer, but basically the way crypto will interact with the banking system is through a set of interoperability layers that we built on technologies called Corda, using Algorand, XDC, and a few other technologies. The only way you will be allowed to exchange value between the cryptocurrency world and this system will be through the interoperability layers. Every single exchange will not be allowed to hold privacy coins. If you want to make some decentralized version of the dollar, sorry, that's illegal. Only the ones that we certify are going to be allowed in that system. And you can make all the coins you want. You can do whatever you want. But the moment you try to buy a house, you're a felon for doing it with anything other than the stuff that exists and that is regulatorily allowed.
All right, I get that, but black markets have always existed throughout history, through all the economical cycles, and they never were able to stop that.
For sure.
So
if your plan is to become a black market felon, privacy coins, fantastic. They will make you a lot of money. My plan is to make sure my grandchildren are not in prison. And I want to leave my wealth in places and in ways that follow the system enough so they can't touch me, right? You want to be black market? There's a lot of money in the black market. But at this point, there's so much money in the white market, why would you want to be in the black market, okay? But if I'm moving my money out of the banking system and I'm putting it into crypto, I'm not going to put it all into crypto. That thing is the most volatile thing on the planet. Nobody's saying that. Get your money out of the banking system and hold it as stable coins. Hold it as stable coins. There are stable coins backed by gold called PAXG, P-A-X-G. There are stable coins backed by the US dollar called USDC. That's the only one that's certified by the banksters. That one, and I guess BUSD, but even that one, it's not. USDC is where you should be holding your wealth. The only place that's safe to hold your wealth is with you. I store it in my mind. I literally have it stored in my head as a code.
Yeah, but USDC is not censorship resistant. Sorry? USDC is not censorship resistant.
USDC isn't censorship resistant.
So that's the same as the banking. Increase your account.
Learn how to play in their system. You want to be censorship resistant? Sorry, we're building a world full of censorship. So for now, you can store it wherever you want. But in 5 years, I'm going to create a system where UST, illegal. USDT, illegal. DAI, a little bit on the corner, but I will come after you. You want to mint the US dollar? Sorry, we murder whole countries over that. You think we're going to let some kids print a new version of the US dollar? No. So USDC for now, again, crypto, blockchain, it's called a blockchain. Blockchain. It is not here to give you freedom. It's here to block you and chain you. They're telling you up front. It's like the internet. They said like, oh, the method of freedom. We're like, yeah, freedom, free speech, nobody can stop it, decentralized, nobody. Come on, guys. They enslaved us with that. Blockchain. Okay. All right, and I'm the guy who tells people to get into crypto. Okay? If anybody knows what this stuff is, trust me, it's me.
So what about physical gold? Physical gold.
Love it. period. So we're gonna go. I'll go down the list. It's on the list. Stable coins, fantastic place to hold it. Obviously not in one place. If you're somebody who doesn't understand the process, a lot of people have made all of their net worth disappear by sending it to the wrong address. So this isn't just, oh, Sim said it. I'm going to take everything out of the bank and put it into a place, and I don't even know that hackers can take it from me. Okay, do this properly. But these are just solutions I'm telling you. Oh shit, I gotta speed up. Okay, put it in revenue streams. The best place that money should be is revenue streams. Find out revenue streams that are in the metaverse. Here's about 5 that I have that I actually help people get into. We take money and we put it into digital economies. We buy teams and games where we give jobs to Indonesians who can play the games and Filipinos, and them playing the games earns us tokens, therefore I have a reliable business that earns me money. Okay? Amazon stores. Yes, Amazon is evil. Great, I don't care. Learn how to play their game. Amazon stores, digital stores that you can buy, invest in, those make you money ongoing, revenue streams outside of the banking system. We invest in government tenders in Indonesia, where we have access to tenders where they're developing parts of Indonesia. There's going to be an insane amount of development over the next 40 years. You invest money into those, you're building low-income housing for people, and we're working with Pertamina to build stores for them. Again, and these things give you a return. It's an income that you get ongoing. Precious metals, fantastic. Buy precious metals, do not tell anybody you have them. Hard assets. When currencies hyperinflate, which will happen over the next 15 years, no, the US dollar is not disappearing tomorrow. Actually, the US dollar is going to gain strength against every single one of your currencies for about the next 3 to 4 years, and then it's going to hyperinflate from now until about 10 years from now, until only about 10% of the value is left, and then it'll hyperinflate basically to zero over the next 5 to 10 years. Hard assets, land, commodities, hard assets. Yes, they will have a collapse. No, you won't be making money short term, but the wealthiest people in the Weimar Republic when it collapsed were the people who bought houses before the collapse. And the people, when it hyperinflated, they did not sell it. They did not sell it. And digital assets are also part of that game. Crypto is also part of that game, but you got to survive these great resets. If you get crypto and they do the great reset and it crashes on you, as long as you bought high quality assets, they will grow 100 times beyond where they are, next year in 10 years. So do not panic sell the bottom. Here's the biggest way to not lose money in crypto. Do not sell it lower than when you bought it. Period. If you got dog coins, I'm sorry for your loss. But if you have high quality assets, which are going to be the basis of the next 100 years of technology in existence, don't panic. Either figure out a way to sell on the way up, okay? And we teach about this every Wednesday from 11 to 1 in Canggu. You can join by Zoom link. You can watch all our recordings. But either sell on the way up or do not panic sell the bottom, period. And there's going to be mass panic. But those assets are actually the best assets to keep because you can move them. They're not stuck like land. They're not privy to institutions and government. If you have bank accounts, have bank accounts in multiple countries. Have multiple bank accounts in multiple countries. Have multiple bank accounts in multiple countries of multiple sizes. Okay? Banks of multiple sizes. Small banks, medium banks, large banks. If you have brokerage accounts, keep money in there. The banking collapse will not happen all at once, or hopefully not. If it does, we're fucked. But multiple countries, multiple banks of multiple sizes, and keep money in those. Okay? Another thing that I'm doing is I'm actually helping people. What you can take your crypto and you can put it into a corporation, and you can do all of this stuff with your crypto profits. Plus, you won't pay income tax. You pay corporate tax, which in Indonesia is 0.5%. So if you have crypto, if you have wealth before this system goes live, realize it, corporatize it, put it inside of entities, companies, and you can invest as a company, and companies will be given a lot more privilege than you. If you say something on a social media platform and you get a bad social credit score, your company will not have that. So learn how to move your wealth away from you. This is how the wealthy play the game. And then you will own nothing, actually, and you'll be actually really happy.
Is saying something bad on social media already live? I mean, so we're like,
You're already on radars, but pretty soon when the system goes live, you will be penalized for it. As soon as the central bank digital currency system goes live and the social credit system goes live within the next 4 years, you will be actually penalized for it.
basically stop.
Yeah, like
Authentic, honest, and like resisting.
no. When that thing's on,
Yes.
yes, stop. When that thing's off, tell me all you want, bro. No problem. We can sit over tea and chat about whatever you want.
That thing ever off?
Do you turn it off? Do you leave it anywhere?
I mean, it's never really off.
Because it's in your pocket all the time. Why are you carrying it around? Quit it. You're the problem. I'm the problem. We're the fucking problem. Okay? So yes, stop being authentic. You want to eat? You want your kids to eat? You want your money to live? You want money to survive? Stop being authentic. I'm just kidding. Be authentic, but like figure out a way to be authentic, you know? Understand the game that's going on. You know? Never tell you to not be authentic, okay? I don't even know how to turn my authentic off, okay? But you get my idea, you know? Understand that that's the game you're in. Guys, you're in World War III. Start living like it. I know. This is the best part of World War III ever. Okay, we're the blessed ones. But do not be mistaken. It will come here. It will come here. Hyperinflation has come to... Hold on, let me just...
All right, cool. So to summarize your, well, yeah, I'm asking a question around it. So investment strategy, buy crypto in 2 to 6 weeks because you think there's gonna be a crash then, and then it's going to super crash in like 6 months. So how do we know when?
No, don't do any of that. I never tell you to buy it or sell it. Okay? I just said this is what I think is going to happen. I do not tell you when to buy or sell it. Build a strategy. That's the only thing I can guarantee you. Build a strategy. If you don't have it written on a piece of paper, I don't even know what you should do. You don't even know what you should do.
Number one way to build a strategy. If you're starting from zero and you're like, I have to build a strategy.
Google how to build a crypto strategy. Come listen to all of our talks. I've done talks on this. I've explained all of these pieces and I've recorded videos around it. Go watch all those 2-hour videos. I'll send you free videos from my website. And right? Okay, I'll send it to all you guys. Okay, it's free. You guys can listen to it yourself. Do it yourself. If you need help, I can help you do it. My team can help you do it. You want to build companies and put your crypto inside of it? Yeah, that's what we do. I'm the guy building the exit doors. Okay. You want to invest in government tenders? Yeah, we do all those things. But the point is, if you don't have it written on a piece of paper, you're going to lose because there's other people who have it written on a piece of paper. Just hold on 1 second. Let me give you the rest of it. The biggest thing you can do to survive is become self-sufficient. Do not expect that food hits your table. Do not expect clean water comes to you. Get your own clean water. Get your own food. Get your own shelter. Get your own security. Get your own community. Get your own everything. Okay? Build a farm. Or get to know people who are building farms or something. There's a million of them in Bali. The real resistance, the most effective resistance in any tyranny ever, and I've studied resistances in every single tyranny that's existed, not every single one, I mean like, there were tyrannies before there was written, anyways. The best resistance ever in any tyranny is to build a new way. To build a new way. Not to go post memes, not to go to the streets and put yourself on cameras and get yourself on lists. It's not to scream from the rooftops that you don't want to happen. It's gonna happen. This is the season. It's seasonal. Seasons can't be changed. You can't fight storms. What you can do is you can build a new way. That's what I'm doing. I'll dedicate my whole fucking life to this. I'll make sure that children are educated, that they are gods, that they are the creators of the universe, that they're not just mere slaves and humans, and I'll die on that mission. And hopefully, those kids as kids can teach them 1/10 of what I teach them, and hopefully they'll change the world, because that's when the season will be to change the world. Okay? Now, I promised I would touch on some things of how to conduct business in Indonesia. Okay? Alex wanted me to do this, so I will make sure I do this. If you are conducting business in Indonesia in the crypto space, do not take payments in crypto. It is illegal. You're not allowed to take payments in crypto. Okay? You can take payments into an overseas entity, You can take crypto payments into an overseas entity, but you cannot take payments in Indonesia as an individual or as an entity. And if you're still operating in crypto as an individual, your days are limited, because there's a system coming that's going to tie your beliefs and values to your crypto, and then it's going to limit you, and it's going to put it inside of a system that will be 100% censored. They'll be able to take everything because they know it's yours. Become a company, okay? Because that's the real reason why you want to become a company, is so that you can conduct business as a company. You can get all the benefits that companies get. Companies run the world, humans don't. Wealth is held inside of corporate structures, not inside of bank accounts. If you are going to be looking to open businesses, think about this paradigm. There's a new world being built, a completely new universe. It's going to go live in 4 years. It's already live. It's already live. Like Zoom is the first step of it, or like what we do today is the first step of it. Align yourself with that. Come up with businesses, come up with revenue streams, come up with things that align with that, so you can benefit from it, not run away from it, not resist it. Build a new way using it. Okay? Meet people. There's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there just like us. They're just like us. They think different, and they will not stand down, and they will not give up, and they won't stop being authentic. Meet them. Become friends with them. Start to connect with them in the real world, not through this stuff. And understand that those are the only things that actually allow you to be able to move through these kind of tyrannies. This is going to go until 2026. This, lockdowns, waves of terror. Oh, you guys haven't even seen the waves of terror yet. They haven't even started the shit show. This was just the intro. The shit show is going to go live. It's going live as we speak. But as soon as the financial markets collapse, and as soon as banks stop shutting down and supply chains completely collapse and famines are hitting and now power goes out, China has rolling blackouts. 2/3 of China is blacked out. Nobody noticed. It's coming to a village near you. As soon as those things go live, all this idea of like having cacao ceremonies as resistance, it's not going to be the most important thing. All right, I'm sorry. This is the reality, that it's coming to a place near you. Okay? It's going to be 4 years of this, 5 years of this. If you can survive during those 5 years, somehow, on the other side will be a resolution in 2026. And you know what the resolution is? Hey, I agree on this new banking system, first of all. The idea of ownership, the idea of shareholder capitalism is done. Stakeholder capitalism is coming. Yes, DAOs will run the world. No, they won't be mostly created by us. They'll be created by the powers that be, so that they can still maintain control of the DAOs themselves. Plan for it and start living like it.
Are we all going to get vaccinated? No. I mean, wait a second. To play the game, to go along, are we all going to get vaccinated? No. It's a question.
That is a thing for you to figure out. That's a thing for you to figure out. If you're creative enough, you'll learn how to play. Yes. Yes. Yes, you are. If you're not yet, I don't know what you're doing. You should get vaccinated, guys. The masters have told us to get vaccinated. Right? I'm vaccinated. Yeah. So, done, right? What else? What else? You want me to stay at home? Cool. I'll make Bali my home. Best home on the planet. You know? So, yeah. Yes.
So the same way that for somebody who hasn't invested.
So the same way for somebody who hasn't invested in crypto, the best bet is just to start getting into the field so you understand the field. The same way for guys that have been on Bali for the last 2 years, start traveling the world again.
Sure.
Like, play the field. The world is the world now.
Sure. But actually, you won't need to travel the world and play the whole field. The world is being revolutionized into a new world called the Metaverse. Start playing in that world, right?
Just don't be authentic while you're there.
No, you can be authentic. It's just, which world are you authentic in? Are you authentic in Facebook's Metaverse? What are you doing? They built it. Some guy builds a house. You don't go inside of their house and then start throwing shit around or whatever. Be authentic in their house. I'm like, no, I don't want you to be authentic in my house. Go be authentic in your own house. Build your own house. Metaverse will not be one place. It'll be a multitude of universes that run in parallel. The guy who created the internet is creating a new internet that will be censorship resistant. There's people working on it. There's going to be places and spaces, but get used to those. Learn how to do those. If you want to play in Facebook, sorry, I agree on the TOS, right? Terms of services. Then how dare you not agree? Okay? If you want to use the road somebody built, follow their rules or build your own road. Build a new way, right? Thank you. To the point of getting into crypto, don't just go get into crypto. Learn about crypto. It is the next stage of the internet. Internet made more wealth than all the wealth combined from before the internet age. Learn about what's going on. Invest with the investment thesis. Learn who you are as an investor. What level of risk are you willing to take? What does risk mean in the market? What is your time horizon? What does that money mean to you? And how do you want to participate in this? Where do you get knowledge from? How do you actually make decisions? How is the psychology manipulated in the markets? What is the psychology that we use to manipulate you? How do you take profits? How do you set up security? How do you set up analytics so hackers can't get you? What are the ways that they compromise you normally, and how do you protect yourself from that? How do you move the money? How do you minimize your tax liability? Then invest in crypto. Okay, if you want to learn about all this stuff, free talks that we've done. Join the group, watch the talks, and I'll walk you through this entire process. I can't tell you what you should do without meeting you as a person. Okay? So I sit with people and actually help them develop strategies. Now my team is helping do that. We're going to be holding webinars and seminars to help people do that. We take you through this entire process. Okay? Any other questions? Apparently I got 30 seconds left.
So what's your thought about deep state taking control of Tether, printing a lot of fake coins, then buying Bitcoin to accumulate and then control the whole market?
That's exactly how it's done. It's not even deep state. We think of like deep state as this thing like they control everything. No, they just let things happen. They let us fuck ourselves over in very clear ways, and then they give us regulatory compliance. They let banks launder when they want them to launder, and then later on they pay a little bit of a fine. Tether, same thing. They allowed this thing to exist. They gave it regulatory clarity. All of us are like, hey, but this is a scam made by scammers. They're like, don't worry about it. All of our people will just we'll take a little cut and we'll just let it go. But one day we're going to come and pull the pin. And then, because that's the moment that it's right. So yes, everything is deep state. When I say they, if you don't even know who they are, here's who they are, okay? They're called BlackRock, State Street, Blackstone, you know who I'm talking about, Berkshire Hathaway, the Vanguard, JP Morgan. They are the central banks of the world. They are the Rothschilds, actually. Rothschilds run the entire world. Actually, Rothschilds have been doing this thing since like thousands of years ago. All of them. All the R's. Right, Rothschild, Rockefellers. But that's who they are. They are the ones who own all of these entities and all of these banks, and they run the entire world. They basically own most of the money in the world, so they get to do whatever they want. Okay, but what they do not have is, they do actually. They understand this very deeply and they control it. But you are the creator of the universe. Okay, I'll close off on this. Learn about a scientist called Nassim Haramein. Nassim Haramein. He has scientifically proven that you are the creator of the universe, that you actually mathematically are the universe. As a matter of fact, you are quantum entangled with every single proton in the universe, so you single-handedly create the entire universe. You affect planets, planets affect you, and it's mathematically proven. It proves every single thing about dark energy, about quantum mechanics, about every single thing that traditional science can't explain. He's explained it, and it hinges on one thing. He put one thing into the calculations to make that happen. Consciousness. He mathematically calculated consciousness. And consciousness is the controller of the entire universe. You want to create a universe? You create it right here every night, every day. Focus on it. All this woo-woo bullshit that all these ancient cultures apparently all figured out and etched into walls and left giant monuments to, they weren't idiots. As a matter of fact, when he mathematically drew out what that calculation looks like, it made the flower of life, which is everywhere. Okay? You are the creator of the universe. You create the universe. But to be honest, on the other side, there's they. They like creating a universe too. And they're not bad people. They're simply a part of the seasonal flow of humanity. They're playing their part. They had to do this at this time. They realize that they're doing it, but this is simply how society plays out. Forest fires create the forest. You're in the middle of a forest fire. You can create the next forest if you make it through this forest fire, and hopefully you can follow all these steps to survive through this forest fire. Pardon? Unless you believe in Kalantic science, can you please send me the details? Yeah, please. Okay, but thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. See, I told you this was going to be exciting. Right? Told you this was going to be fun. Like, we're not just talking about business and crypto.